Okay, today is Tuesday, November 14th, 2017, and we're so glad you've joined us. This is the regular meeting of the Rotary E-Club of District 7710. Before we introduce this evening's speakers, we want to let you know about the ways you can connect with our Rotary Club. Our website is Lead With Us, that's leadwith.us, and there you may learn more about the club and also reach out to us if you would like to contact us. We're also on Facebook if you look for Rotary E-Club of District 7710. And you'll also find us on Twitter as Lead With Us and Instagram under Lead With Rotary. So please friend or follow us. We're everywhere, so thank you. And so now on to this evening's program. It's my pleasure to introduce Jill Staton Bullard. Jill believes that hunger is unacceptable. She is the founding executive director of the Interfaith Food Shuttle, a nationally recognized food rescue organization serving the central area of North Carolina. The Interfaith Food Shuttle first operations were out of Jill's house with freezers filling the garage and paperwork filling the dining room table. She has overseen its growth from a small grassroots movement to a driving force in the fight against hunger. Currently employing a fleet of 16 refrigerated trucks, a staff of 35, and a workforce of 5,400 volunteers. The Food Shuttle's hunger relief programs include the recovery and distribution of fresh foods, job training for the underemployed, nutrition education for low-income families, community gardens and farms, and backpack buddies to ensure childhood food security. Jill is the founding director of NC Hunters for the Hungry, having served as president and treasurer. She has served on the national boards of the Society of St. Andrew, Food Chain, and America's Second Harvest. Her work has been featured in national textbooks, magazine articles, and books on the anti-hunger movement. She has been awarded the Exemplar Award from the University of Notre Dame, the University of Notre Dame Award of the Year for Community Service, the William C. Friday Park Scholar Award for Excellence in Leadership, the Salvation Army's Other Award, the Individual Award for Outstanding Service to Citizens of Raleigh by the City of Raleigh Human Relations Commission, and received the 2006 Triangle Business Journal's Women in Business Award. She was ordained in the Episcopal Church in June of 2008 and serves as deacon of St. Philip's Episcopal Church in downtown Raleigh. And Jill says of her
downtown Durham.
Thank you, downtown Durham. So Jill said of her recent retirement in an email to me today, she said, I retired from Interfaith Food Shuttle on August 1st, 2016, went to Haiti on August 12th, and joined the Haiti Reforestation Partnership on September 1st, 2016. And she's been busy ever since. And we're so excited to have you with us this evening, Jill. Thank you.
Oh, Eve, thank you. I sent her a very old bio, and I didn't know what I sent. It just was what was on the computer. One of the things I do think that I will start off by saying is that I really do believe hunger is unacceptable. And Haiti is, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and it is the third highest rated country in the world for hunger, only behind Somalia and Afghanistan. And it is just over 1,000 miles from us. I mean, it's right here. So, you can be in Haiti, you can leave here in the morning and be in Haiti for lunchtime, and yet it has 10 million people with poverty rate of over 55% and hunger rates much, much larger, but we just cannot get our heads wrapped around to do the surveys that will tell us how many people are hungry. So when we talk about trees, we talk about agroforestry in its largest sense. We say, and we can skip to the next one, Eve, skip to the next slide. We say we plant trees and good things happen.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, trying to get there.
Okay, that's all right. And
it doesn't want it. Hang on just one sec, Jill.
Oh, that's all right.
Every once in a while, my computer does this and freezes up.
That's all right. What are those good things? When you have trees, you have soil. One of the organization that I had joined just over a year and a half ago started because a man was sailing from New Bern, North Carolina, down to the islands. He had retired. with his wife. They were on a sailboat, and he went around the island of Hispaniola. And what he noticed was that the bay did not agree with the navigational charts. It was not the same. And so he stopped to find out why, and it was because of the erosion from the rivers. Haiti itself means a land of beautiful mountains. And, you know, mountain beyond mountain beyond mountain is how the island is set up. And so the erosion that had happened over 150 years needed to be cured. And the way to cure that is to plant trees that grow long root systems and can stabilize the soil. So over the last almost 28 years, our relationship with an organization in Haiti called CODEP have planted over 14 million trees, across 4 watersheds. And with those trees, you can do the canopy trees, and then you can do the fruit trees, and then you can do the crops that feed people. And so this, you know, we're right here on the slide that says the challenges. The challenges are there, but what it takes is organizing the rural Haitian farmers to come together to solve problems. And as I said earlier to the 2 or 3 on the line when I first joined, is learning the Haitian culture, learning that one of the things I've learned the most is that we think of ambition as being hierarchical, going up. They think of ambition as going horizontally, sharing the wealth, taking care of each other, not only taking care of their families, but taking care of their neighbors, their neighborhoods, their townships, and everyone in between. That's a different mindset than we have. And I had to change my thinking to think this isn't about creating entrepreneurs that will get rich. This is about creating farmers cooperatives where everybody wins and shares. So you want to go to the next slide? We partner with an organization called CODEP in Haiti, and it's if you know Haiti, it's on the thumb of Haiti. Yeah, there we are. That's great. You go to that next one. On that long thumb where that X and O are in the county of Leogane, and we partner with 777 farmers and farm families down the Jacmel Road. So it goes across and over all the way down to the bottom of the screen. And that is across 4 watersheds that 14 million trees have gone in, which allows the farmers to plant and to grow on the contours of the mountains itself. Let's go to the next screen. I can't see the shots coming. So that is what Haiti looks like in many places, but not where CODEP is. All right, go to the next one. That's what CODEP looks like. That is how many trees are planted all across the mountains. And if you go one more slide, you should be able to see. Okay, let's go one more. Okay, you can see the rural farmers, and you can see how they are creating contour ditches, and then planting vetiver grasses around them to hold the contour in place. And so the ditches are dug, the trees are planted, the grasses are planted, and then the seedlings are planted above the contour so that leaves can fall into the ditch and compost, and natural compost is grown. And then gardens and fruit trees are planted. Let's go another slide. You can see how it grows. Okay, one more. And that's what it looks like. That's the beginning, all up and down the mountains. You can look back at those mountains and know that these pictures were probably taken 8 to 15 years ago. Go one more and let's see if we can get the bounty that's there now. Vetiver grasses. vetiver grasses are so important, and they become a mainstay. They're also one of the things that our farmers can sell to perfume makers. Vetiver is one of those ingredients in perfume that they never knew. They never knew about. So now they can create micro enterprises selling to small places. You can see the trees starting to go in. Okay, go on to the next one. See the vetiver and the tree seedlings. When we talk about trees, all right, you can go to that next one, and let me go forward. You can see the pepinas, the tree nurseries, what the seedlings look like. Now go back one. Okay, you can see that we don't consider a seedling a tree. A tree to us is something that's been in the ground for 4 to 7 years and has reached some height. Now we start with eucalyptus, which is not native to Haiti at all, to Hispaniola at all, but it was imported long before us, and it coppices, means that if it's chopped down, it comes back. And so we get that eucalyptus to grow first to be the canopy, and then we plant other trees, particularly the fruit trees underneath them. This little woods that you were seeing now is a mixture of trees. The light green are young eucalyptus. The dark behind are fruit growing trees. It could be avocado or anything that grows trees. And you'll see that is what is important about this, is you stabilize the soil, and you can plant fruit trees that will feed families, but also give the farmers crops to sell. It's very, very important. Okay, go down a couple more slides. Go forward a little. All right. I wanted you to see some of the density. Yeah. Okay. All right, go on to the next one. The CODEP method works in the mountain areas of Haiti, not on the plateau where there's flatlands, but on these mountains that literally go up and down. I rode a motorcycle. I walked in 2 mountains in and stayed with a couple of families inside the region, and had to take a moto out, which was very exciting because there are no roads. You go up and down the mountains on motorcycles. And I was pretty much an old lady at the time, and I thought it was more fun than I'd ever had in my life. It was incredible. All right, let's go one more forward. One of the things we have now, and if you can look at that, you see a mature forest with a lot of different types of plants and trees in it. What we're doing now is working on forest management. One of the things I've found out is we have 2 major competitors for trees. The first is poor farmers, people who need to earn some money really quickly, perhaps to pay their children's tuition, because educating their children is one of their highest priorities. So they will cut a tree and turn it into charcoal, which can be done quickly, and they can get that tree down and out without anybody knowing it. And the other is feral goats. Goats can take out all the seedlings really quickly. So we have to now work on forest management. We have trees that are mature enough to now be selectively harvested for sale for lumber, for sale for any number of things, but not charcoal. We're trying to move away from that charcoal production and having trees raised for charcoal. But there are things that can be made into charcoal. If you go one further, one more, no, I'm sorry, that's the end. If you look here at the trees there, you can see the eucalyptus trees on the far 1, 2, 3 summits, the light green. Eucalyptus can be made into charcoal because it will coppice, it'll come right back. So teaching everyone to grow their eucalyptus until it becomes canopy, grow the fruit trees, then you can selectively take eucalyptus down to be made into charcoal and to be sold in the marketplaces that then give them money to reinvest into crop seedlings, the seeds for the Congo peas and other mainstays of their diet. There's so much that I have learned, and one is the resiliencies of the Haitian farmers. They are right there on an island that gets hit by hurricane after hurricane. But they have learned that the trees in the ground keeps the rivers from flooding, keeps them from losing their crops, and they are now really, really invested in planting more trees, which is one of the reasons why I want to get this word out to Rotary clubs, because Rotary International has challenged all Rotarians to plant trees, and no one needs them more than Haiti needs them. Haiti, our 14 to 14.5 million trees are in one county across Haiti. And all that sum of Haiti needs to have trees planted. We're approached all the time to send our folks to bring seedlings and plant trees, but they need money to do that. And they need ways to get seedlings across the country. So we've got a couple of real challenges, but we ask you to consider us. And Eve, does everybody have what it costs to plant a tree and grow a tree for 5 years? Do they have that card?
We don't, actually. I haven't distributed that yet.
Okay. So those are one of the things we're starting this Christmas, a whole initiative to say, buy your Christmas tree and plant a Christmas tree so we can plant trees in Haiti for the holidays. Please ask me some questions. This is the first time I've done this slideshow, so I might not have done this well.
No, that's absolutely fascinating, Jill. I'm going to let somebody else ask a question first. I have a few lined up, so.
Okay, good.
Everybody, you want to unmute yourself and
all right.
Weigh in.
This is Gene Perry. My first question is, how large of a project is this to reforest Haiti, essentially? I mean, as far as people and money.
Sure. In our area, as I said, we've got 777. We run on a budget of $300,000. The government of Haiti has determined that they need 10 million seedlings to reforest in any depth that the mountains of Haiti. Now, we are in conversation with them because nobody in Haiti is in the position to grow 10 million seedlings. Part of that conversation is, how old do the seedlings have to be? We plant about 12 different varieties of trees. What trees do they think are most important to get into the ground? Historically, and the history of Haiti is very, very interesting. It was on an island where 2/3 of the island was owned by the Spanish and 1/3 by the French. The Haiti 1/3 of the island was under French. They were enslaved, French enslavement, for mahogany and sugarcane plantations. And so in 1804, it was the first. You can get a lot of information here, but it was the first successful slave revolt in the history of the world. But the U.S. government and other governments didn't want to proclaim that for fear that the slave revolts would spread. England, France, the U.S. did not want that to happen. And so when the French pulled out, they took the sugarcane and they took the mahogany trees, which was the richness of the island. So they left the farmers with almost nothing. And so getting this sense of how we can reforest again is really important. And now we have a Haitian government that is interested in doing that and is not, and this is going to sound so bad, is not under the influence of the American government, which is has done some really terrible things to the people of Haiti. That doesn't answer, Jean, but 10 million seedlings is what the government is looking at now.
And is there some, the organization as far as actually doing the planning, how is that done? Volunteers? Is there a company, or how is? I'm so interested in the mechanism. How do you reforest a nation essentially?
Well, and you, like any other hunger relief program, you do it one step at a time.
Okay.
We have done 4 watersheds. We have trees growing in 4 watersheds. Haiti probably has 104 watersheds. So you start and you learn the best practices here for the mountain region. I don't know what will work in the plateau, the central plateau. If you, Eve, can you go back several slides to the picture of Haiti itself? The map. We'll get there, right to the map. Okay, if you see where Cap Haitian is, to the right of Cap Haitian is the central plateau above Port-au-Prince. I don't know, that's a flatland. I don't know how to grow trees there. And our organization does not grow trees there. We grow in a very specific area that will work all the way out to the end of this island. We'll do Gunna Eve right there, and most up where Cap Haitian is. But there is a whole element that that the CODEP method will not work in. And so the CODEP method is for the mountains. That's the ditches, the vetiver grasses, and planting the trees on the higher elevation of the ditch, with the ditch catching the leaves for the compost. We know this works in the mountain region. I don't know what works on the other regions, but we can really help wherever there are mountains. That's not an answer. That's the only thing I know to say, though.
Hi, Jill, this is Rich Jaworski. This is actually a question for you and Eve. At a recent social event that our club was having, it's a meeting, but it was social at the same time, at a local beer garden, actually. We were sitting and talking about the fact that Rotary International has, I think, a goal for, is it this year, Eve, or for a longer period of time, I'm not sure, to plant trees.
Yes.
And that tree planting, I mean, most of us were taking that to mean in the city, in the city or in the state of North Carolina, just sort of like a local affair. And we came to the conclusion that it would be nice, since we have, I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't plant more trees in North Carolina, but we are a pretty green state, and there are a lot of places on this planet that don't have so much green, and you're talking about one of the big ones right now. You know, that it would be nice for, say, Rotary International, or at least the district, to say, how about clubs, when you're doing this, kick in 10% minimum for some other place, not, you know, outside, a global affair. So, you know, if this has been already broached with them, great. It seems to me that what you're talking about would be something, and maybe you've already done this, to take it to the district level or even the international level and say, this is what we're doing. I'm sure they know some of this, but this is what we're doing, and wouldn't it be nice for, you know, for us to focus on places outside of our own backyards. And, you know, and by the way, we have this fantastic program in Haiti that's, you know, would be, you know, would love to work on being the model for the Rotary and the world in general. So what I'm saying is, basically, it'd be nice to step up your program, your presentation to a higher level where, you know, some serious resources reside. So that we could all chip in a more disciplined way, so to speak.
I am 100% supportive of that. I'm not quite sure how to make that happen. I know Eve knows Melissa Mills, who is very involved in, and I'm going to say SRAG, and I'm not quite exactly sure, but it is a Rotarian action group around environmental sustainability. And we are listed on the SRAG website as one of the places in the world that needs reforestation. And we're listed both in the U.S. and in the Caribbean area. I think Caribbean and international areas. I'm not quite sure how that works on that website, but I know we're out there for people to see. I don't know Rotary enough to know how we kick it up those levels.
So it was very early when I had the conversation with Melissa. We were volunteering at the Bull City Race Fest, but and she was the one who shared your details with us as a club. But Melissa says that, I mean, the push to plant trees, it can be anywhere. So the key is whether it's local or international, just to kind of, for us to track it. So our club, I don't know what I'm saying, but we really haven't come up with a mechanism to track that, but maybe this will be the inspiration for us to begin doing that.
I would love that. You know, when you plant trees, I think one of the things we don't understand, because we do live in this beautiful green North Carolina, we don't understand that when you plant a tree there, you change a community. You know, they're not forests in the way that I think of forests, but they call them forests. They're like little stands of woods all across the mountain range. And when you put woods into a community that has probably 16 farm families in it, spread all across up and down a mountain, you give those farmers an opportunity to grow crops that they could sell at market, and then they can pay for their children's education. There is not free education in Haiti. Every child is educated through a private school, probably a Catholic or an Episcopalian school, but they have to pay tuition. And from primary through secondary school, they want the best for their children. And so they will grow crops and walk 10 miles up and down mountains to sell them on the nearest road so that they can have money to pay their children's tuition. We just have no concept of what it's like to live like that. And that's why these woods, these forests change everything, change the quality of life for everybody there. Yeah, I heard it and I didn't believe it until I saw it and lived it and experienced it. When I went into the mountains to go visit some of these rural lacous, L-A-K-O-U-S is what it's called, these little enclaves of people, they literally took, the husband and wife I was staying with, took their bed apart, moved the dining room table out of the second room of their house, built their bed for me in that dining room, living room area, and they slept on the floor in their room with their children so that I would have a bed to sleep on. We can't even imagine what that is. I was so embarrassed to be sleeping in their bed, and they were so gracious and wonderful and thrilled to be able to let me sleep on a mattress instead of on the floor. We just don't understand what it's like. They are so resilient and they're so optimistic, and the trees make the difference. I will cry if I talk about it more. Let's talk about planting trees and food. I understand trees and food.
I wanted to ask you what vetiver, is it, how did you say it? Vetiver?
Vetiver. Mm-hmm.
What does it smell like?
You know, I didn't know it smelled like anything. It smells like grasses to me. But there are many things that we're growing that have uses that we have not tapped into yet. My job is to bring those partnerships to the CODEP families so that they will find markets for everything they sell. So let's say breadfruit. They have breadfruit trees. If you don't know breadfruit, it's this big, ugly fruit, but it can be milled and made into porridge to feed children in school all over Haiti. So, I'm learning that they need to learn where the partnerships are. Coffee. All of the farmers grow coffee, but it's only by cooperating together, by creating a collective, that they have enough to sell to a coffee buyer. So it's learning how to be a farm cooperative and not just a farmer on their own. They're learning both of those things.
I had another question. So I was curious about where the seedlings come from. Are they, I mean, I'll just let you answer that. I can't even speculate.
No, I know. They don't purchase anything except crop seedlings for the peas and some of the crops that they plant. But the tree seedlings, they literally harvest those from under other trees, and they wrap them in that plastic. If you go back to that scene, the Papinia scenes, they wrap them in plastic and they nurse them for 6 months to 12 months till they're big enough to plant outside. They're the little things of plastic. Go a couple more. Okay.
Jill, could you say just a little bit more about
see them? All those little plastic wraps. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, you can see these seeds have been hand harvested from the ground underneath existing trees and created into these little plastic bags full of good soil, and they will water them, they'll protect them from sun, they'll do whatever they need to do to get these seeds strong enough to go into the mountain ground. It's incredible.
Could you say just a little bit more about CODEP, what it is? Is it an organization? Is it a place? Is it involved with the government of Haiti or a local government?
It is a 28-year-old organization that started this man that I talked about, Jack Hanna from Newbern, North Carolina, sailing a boat when he realized that erosion was the problem and that the children in this area had red hair because they did not have proper nutrients. And once he and his wife, fairly wealthy Americans with time on their hand, had identified what the issues were, he went back to Newbern and spoke to two faith communities, First Presbyterian Church and Christ Episcopal Church. And they became partners in sending people down to determine how to plant trees to create soil and all of that. So it started largely funded by Episcopal churches and Presbyterian churches. PCUSA, the Presbyterian USA group, funded the first executive director. And since then, it has gone beyond the Presbyterian churches and Episcopal churches into a fundraising around agribusiness and forestry. But it is not a huge organization. These farmers get paid for planting trees twice a year, and they do surveillance. Their surveillance team goes out and counts trees, and they're paid on how many trees are in the ground 5 to 10 years later. And when they say paid, I don't mean paid money. They get incentives like fish ponds, like water reservoirs, like roofs, extended roofs on their porches to do water catchments and water barrels. And at the end of 10 years, they're eligible to have a house built for them. So they do incentives to keep the trees in the ground. And they're cooperative. Their surveillance is their own groups. They pick these groups to go out and count. We don't. For this organization, I'm the only employee in the United States. and there are 777 of them in CODEP, and that stands for Community Development Project. They're developing their communities. They call themselves animators because they animate, they excite, they get people engaged into planting trees and growing food. It's that lateral ambition, not hierarchical.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any other questions?
Well, let me tell you, you can always go to the website. You can look up CODEP. You can look at Haiti Reforestation Partnership. It's haitireforest.org. And you can find how to reach me. I'm Jill at haitireforest.org. Eve has my phone number. You guys might all have my phone numbers there. So don't hesitate to call and reach out if you can help me figure out how to get this known. And how to build this within Rotary. You will never find more deserving people than the people of Haiti. The U.S. has done terrible things to them, and we can help remediate that.
Jill, are you in need of volunteers? And if so, I assume they would have to be of the expert nature, right? Somebody who actually knows and not just some lift and tote and lift that barge and tote that bale.
Well, right. We need a lot of volunteers to spread the word here, but we really need volunteers there really to learn what they're doing and come back and tell others. Most of the volunteers that have been involved with CODEP and Haiti Reforest have been faith community groups, that go down to help see what is happening and have worked beside them to dig ditches. I mean, literally, it is. I'm going to be 70 next year, and it's not an old person's job. This is hard work. Digging those ditches and planting those trees and hoeing those crops and helping put in water cisterns and fish ponds and build houses it takes enthusiasm, knowledge, and a good back.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thanks everyone for your questions, and thank you so much, Jill, for speaking with us tonight. This is our virtual certificate of appreciation to thank you for being here. And we really thank you for giving up your time this evening and sharing this amazing project with us. And I'm just so struck by, I think a lot of us just think that it's not possible to do some things, and this just shows how, it's been a long road, but anything is possible. There's like fully forested mountains there that didn't exist less than 30 years ago.
You start with doing what you can do. And one of the things I want to say to all of you, when you're at Durham Urban Ministries, you are right next door to St. Philip's Episcopal Church. I have an office there. I'll be in Winston-Salem on Saturday because it's the Episcopal Diocesan Convention. But sometime if you're in that area, come stop to my office at St. Philip's and see all of Haiti, which is up on my walls. In that office there. I invite you very sincerely to come talk about it. I'd love to tell you more.
Thank you so much. You may see some of us there in the not too distant future. So,
okay. Okay.
Let's close out.
Much I don't know how you do, but the 4-way test.
Yeah.
I love this. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think who we haven't caught. David, could you lead us in the 4-way test tonight? You're there.
Yeah, sure. Sorry. Sorry. Of the things we think and say and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. That's
thank you. Thank you all.
We'll stay on the line for a little while and chat if anyone wants to ask any extra questions or ask me anything too. So thank you. Thanks so much.